Across the country, cities have been pushing the minimum wage up towards levels full-time workers can actually live on. St. Louis was one of them. But on Monday, the city's going to backtrack, lowering the minimum wage from $10 an hour to $7.70, reversing a city-mandated increase that happened just 3 months ago.
It's actually very stressful. Not having enough for rent. Paying extra and late fees because you late on rent because you don't have enough money to pay rent on time. Stuff like that, it add up.
Money has never come easy for Myron Barbie. Just a few months ago, he was working days at a hotel as a cook and nights at Schnucks, a 24-hour grocery store. Then, in early May, the city of St. Louis raised the minimum wage from $7.70 to $10. That still meant someone working full-time would make only $400 a week, or a little more than $20,000 a year before taxes. But the extra money was significant for Myron.
I saw my check. I saw the big difference made on my check. So I decided to quit my job at the hotel. My new plan was to go to school. It was an IT certification class I was doing to secure my future.
But after just 2 weeks of classes, he learned his raise was only going to last for another month. How did you find out?
Through a letter posted in our break room.
So one day you just went into work and there was a letter posted in the break room? No one talked to you about it? Has anyone talked to you about it at this point?
No.
Just 2 months after the left-leaning city raised its pay floor, the Republican-held state passed a bill that prohibited all city-specific minimum wage increases, undermining years of work by local officials.
Despite what liberals would tell you, it was actually taking money out of people's pockets. I mean, these laws actually do the reverse of what they're intended to do.
St. Louis's Mayor Lada Cruzan isn't happy the state decided to step in. When someone like the governor says, increasing the minimum wage is bad for our economy, we will lose jobs, we'll lose business, how do you respond to that?
In the state of Missouri, we have a minimum wage which is $7.70. Clearly, that is not enough money to support a family on, or even yourself. At the national level, there's always a big rhetoric about pushing things down to the state level. But clearly it stops there.
Are you saying that it's hypocritical of Republicans or the right to want local control until it doesn't suit them or it doesn't fall in line with their interests?
I'm saying it's interesting. What works in St. Louis, Missouri, a dense urban area, may not be the exact same law that we need in most smaller towns.
Most economists today would say that there is a point at which the minimum wage is so high that it starts to hurt not only businesses but even workers, because it encourages companies to cut back on jobs and hours. But many businesses in St. Louis think $10 an hour isn't high enough to do that.
I can't believe the politicians wouldn't say, okay, they passed this $10 minimum, let's see how it goes over the next couple of years.
Joe Edwards is a St. Louis native. He's built a mini empire of quirky small businesses along one of the city's most popular strips, and he employs about 400 people. Joe's sticking with $10.
There's a group in St. Louis called Save the Raise, and I've talked with them, and they're going around talking to most businesses, small businesses in St. Louis, and finding out, are you going to put it back to $7.70, or are you going to leave it at $10? And the last time I talked to them, 92% of small businesses were going to leave it at $10. That's astounding. That's wonderful.
Why is it important to you that other businesses in St. Louis pay more than the $7.70 minimum wage?
I think the business that pay more will do better, both employees and customers, because they would get better customer service. They would get more knowledgeable customer service. If it's a restaurant, they would know all about the menu and the drink specials and the ingredients that go into it. That's priceless.
Not every company in St. Louis sees it that way. Many larger national and regional chains are expected to roll back their wages, including Schnucks, where Myron expects to make around $8.50 an hour again. If you're living check to check right now when you're making $10.60, how are you going to do it when you're making $8 or $8.50?
I'm finding a way. A lot of my courses are more permanent. They've been up for almost 10 plus years already. To me, it's sad, because I don't want that. I don't. I love working at just I don't see that as a full-time, 20 plus year thing for me. This is not my calling. I know I can do much more and better because I want to give more, be more in life.